understands keyboard movements and mouse movements. So QTP in context sensitive recording, he understands the object and the action performed on the object. He doesn't bother about your keyboard movements or a mouse movement. Whereas in analog recording, QTP recognizes only so-called keyboard and mouse movement. So I'll now go with new. I have already added. I'm going to record. On which application I'm going to record? I'll use the Paint. Paint is one of the classic example to understand the analog recording. So I'm going to record on this Paint window. I'm going to record the normal recording now so that you will understand the difference. Now I'm into the normal recording mode. Windows application, record and run test on any open browser based application. This setting is very important. I say OK. Now I am going to draw something, and this drawing I am now doing it in the normal recording mode. I have done it. I clear it. I stop my recording. I now clear the screen. I execute the script. Now if I execute the script, you see now what happens. You can see now in the active screen how I have drawn. If I execute it, we expected QTP to recognize in the way what we have done, but you see what really QTP does. So he executes now. So he executes one simple line. He doesn't do what I have done. Do you agree with me? He has not done what I have recorded. So this is the drawback of the context sensitive recording, because he doesn't understand the keyboard or a mouse movement. What he understands is objects and action performed. The line number 1 action performed is click event. Second action is from 38-142, he has drawn a line, drag and dropped it on 117-155. So he did a click, drag and dropped it here. That's all he did. So this is the disadvantage of analog recording. Sorry, context sensitive recording. Now I comment those lines. Commenting is a single quotes. I comment all these lines. So single quotes. I comment all these lines because I now want to record it with the analog recording. Analog recording is available under automation. You can see here analog recording which is disabled, or low level recording. This analog recording gets enabled only if you are in the recording mode. So I first, before I do it, I clear the screen in the Paint. Now I click on record. After I do click on record, I go to automation. You can now see that analog recording is enabled. Shift Alt F3, select analog recording. It has two options. One is relative to the screen, second relative to the window. Let us now go with the relative to the screen. From the certification point of view, the syntax, the way the recorded script generates the script is very important. I go with start analog. I select. Now I draw the line. Same thing what I did with the normal context sensitive, I am now doing it with the, I stop my recording. Now this is the syntax system has generated. Desktop, dot, desktop indicates that I have recorded with the analog mode, relative to the screen, dot run analog and track 1. The track 1 is the file which is used internally, and this file has the script, that screen or the movements that I did with the mouse, this is holding. I clear the Paint again. I run it now. I am clearing the Paint. Now I am going to run the script again. I am selecting the run. You get this run setting window. I run it. Now you can see the way the QTP executes the script. He is now executing the track 1. Now you can see that he is drawing the line as I have done in my recording mode. Same, identical, right? So this is what analog recording relative to this now screen we have done. What is the disadvantage of this? I again clear the screen now. I now move this paint to the left, anywhere. I don't want to be in the same location. Now I am running the script. Same script, I am running it now. I got the run window. I say OK. Now paint is moved. You see now what the execution, how the execution happens. He is executing now. You can see now he is drawing somewhere else. I don't know, are you able to see that or not? He is not drawing on the paint window. Are you able to notice that? Yes, please raise your hand. He is drawing on some other location. Are you able to notice it? Yes, thank you. So this is the disadvantage of analog recording relative to the screen. So to come up to resolve this issue, what QTP is having an option is, he having an option called relative to window. So I select again record, I clear the paint. Yeah, it is already cleared. Now I click on record. Before I move to the recording, I go to analog recording, select the analog recording from automation menu. Now I choose relative to the window. Under relative to the window, I now instruct QTP, you don't draw everywhere, you draw it under this window. I am using the hand symbol to point the window. I clicked on to the hand symbol. I have selected the paint now. I have clicked on to the hand symbol. I have selected the paint now. Now you can see untitled paint is the window title that I am going to record on. I am now going to start that as an analog. Now I draw this line. I now stop my record. Now you can see the syntax window paint run analog. Now desktop.runAnalog keeps the reference with reference to the screen, whereas window paint will keeps the reference with reference to the window. I cleared the paint now. I am moving the paint as I did earlier. I am moving the paint. The location is changed. Now if I run it, so he is executing line number 7. Line number 7 says you recognize the paint first. On that paint you draw the line. So now he is drawing the line as we in the paint window. So this is what analog recording is all about. So analog recording, in short, analog recording understands only the keyboard or a mouse movement, right? Low level context sensitive recording understands objects and action performed on that object. I save this file again. I will say analog recording. Now the next thing that we are going is called low level recording. So I save this. If you have any questions, you can ask me before I move on to the next subject.